to Get Me a Library. I'm reviewing the book called The Secret City. So for those of you that watched last week's video, I was reviewing a book called The Secret Fire. So this was the first in the series, and I'm reviewing now The Secret City, which is the second one. It's still by Daughtery and Carina Rozenfeld. And I finished this book yesterday, so it's still fresh in my mind. So yeah, the end of the last book basically explained that Sacha and Taylor had met up now, and they were both trying to stop this curse. So they've gone back to Oxford in the place called St Wilfred's College, and they're now there with the group of other alchemists, and they're trying to figure out what the curse is, like how you can destroy this curse. So this book starts off with Taylor and Sacha in the college, and it's only been a few weeks since, but it's now going to be 7 days until Sacha's birthday, so it's getting very, very close to the final mark. So I'm going to try and give you no spoilers whatsoever in this book, because I don't want you to know anything about it, because I've already given you spoilers for the previous book. But if I do have to give you 1 or 2 spoilers, it'll mainly just be like character names and some little snippets and stuff. But I'm going to try and be completely spoiler free. But again, I'll let you know if there is a spoiler, and I will write it down where the spoiler is so you can skip that part. Okay, so like I said, it starts off back into the college. Sacha is not fitting in very well because obviously he's, you know, not an alchemist, he's the curse. And obviously Taylor is starting to learn her magic. Okay, so Sacha is going to be 18 in 7 days, okay? So it's getting very, very close to the curse. So Taylor is trying to figure out how to become stronger with her power because she needs to be able to help Sacha. So in the last book, when the bringers came, Sacha and Taylor held hands. And by holding hands, it amplified her power, and they were able to destroy these bringers that nobody has ever been able to destroy before. So Sacha is the amplifier, so Taylor is trying to get stronger and stronger, and now she is you know, doing these lessons with Louisa. It's so weird being able to tell you more about the book because I read the last one and you've seen the video, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not giving you a spoiler. So they're training back in the boathouse like they were previously, and Sacha is just wandering around the college having people look at him like, you're the curse. Now Sacha's just sitting in the library trying to learn more about this curse and how to stop it, whereas Taylor is trying to get stronger and stronger and stronger to help stop this curse, but they both have no idea whatsoever how to destroy this curse. So Louisa's still there. Obviously her grandfather has died, so he's not there. But they've all sort of taken her under their wing, and obviously Louisa is still upset about it, so she's basically become like a surrogate sister to her. So everything that happened before in the previous book relating to school is all finished now. There's no reference to her school other than Georgia, her best friend, and obviously her mum and dad. So basically in this book they have to go to the city of Carcassonne, I think that's how you say it, and that is the place, and that's the place where Isabel, her great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, was basically killed and trialed for witchcraft, and Sacha's great-great-great-great-great-grandfather put her on the trial and killed her. And that is where the curse happened. So the best place to destroy this curse is obviously at the place where the curse was created. And obviously it's 7 days now to Sacha's birthday, so it's coming on to the time when the curse was created. So they obviously have to go back there for Sacha's birthday, or the night before. Okay, so this place is amazing. I had to Google this place in France, and it's down the bottom of France, almost near Spain, and it is beautiful. It's this castle with the fortress walls all around it, and it's sort of like some sort of, what's that thing, Clash of the Titans game. It's so secluded, and it would have been beautiful being there. And it kind of reminds me of like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, with like the little houses, and it is beautiful. I've never been there and I would love to go there, especially after reading this book. But if you've been there, let me know below what you thought of it, and if you haven't, let me know if you want to go there. But it is really, really beautiful, this place, and Googling it allowed me to confirm what my imagination was telling me, and it is beautiful. So they both have to go to this place along with Louisa and Alistair, who's another one of the people from the alchemists. He's one of Louisa's friends, and Taylor's grandfather introduced them to. So he's part of it, so it's just the four of them. So they basically travel to a safe house, because obviously the bad guy, Mortimer, is, you know, suddenly turned to the dark side and is, you know, creating like demon craft like Isabel did, and he's trying to create this demon to take over the world and destroy everything that's happy. So Mortimer is on their back, he's trying to find them. So Sacha and Taylor are going to the safe house along with Louisa and Alistair. So they both go separately, 2 and 2, and they're on their way on the motorbike in the back of a van, and they end up in the safe house, and slowly they're getting closer and closer to where they need to go. So there's this book that's involved as well, and inside that book it basically tells you about demons and how to destroy them, and it also lets you, and it also acknowledges how to cure, and it also lets you know how to destroy this curse. So one of the professors there, who is very, very clever, a little bit like her grandfather, and you know, he just basically says, this is what you need to do. I'm not going to tell you what they have to do in order to stop this curse, but it's really, really good. And I think what I liked about this book is it kept to the same flow as the last book, so there wasn't any change in the writing or the characters, or it just kept the story completely the same. There's no like romantic love between Sacha and Taylor. I mean, obviously there's a connection that there was in the last book, but it's not an over-the-top connection, so they're not like over-the-top in love with each other or anything like that. They basically are just trying to help each other to cure this curse, because Taylor feels that she's responsible because of her great-grandmother, and Sacha obviously feels that it was his great-grandfather that made her curse him. So they both feel like they're a part of something. But then if the curse hadn't have been created, then obviously Isabella would have, you know, obviously Isabella would have had this demon thing a long, long time ago. But yeah, it's really cool because they talk about history, and they talk about the connection between them both in a lot more detail as you read in the book. And you just have to remember when you're reading this book that demons lie, and see things about the demon and what the demon's going to do and what the demon's going to say. You do have in the back of your mind, is the demon lying, or does he want you to think he's lying so that you don't do what he's saying because he's trying to trick you because he knows you know that he lies? And it's just really confusing. But yeah, there's not really much more to say about this book because I really, really don't want to spoil this for you. I think I've had a few spoilers in this so far, but not really anything. But yeah, once you do read this book, Google the place because it is beautiful and it does help you to understand more about where they're actually going. And it's quite sort of sad in a way when they get to the place and Taylor stood there looking around thinking like, wow, my great-grandmother caused what we're trying to stop. And, you know, Sacha's just like, doesn't mean anything to me. And, you know, it gets to a moment where Sacha doesn't want to die. He doesn't want this curse to be fulfilled because he's happy living, and it's quite sad when they say goodbye to families and stuff. And there's not really much more to say about this book. I know it's a bit of a short video compared to the other ones, but it's more of a you need to read this book. So yes, that's the end of the video. Give this book a go. And the only question is, have you been to Carcassonne? I can't say it right, I'm really sorry. But yeah, have you been to this place? If you have, let me know what it's like. But yeah, it's beautiful, so I would definitely love to go to the place. So yeah, sorry this is a short video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.